Musicians on Call started in 1999, and our two co-founders, Michael Solomon and Vivek Tiwari, had both lost loved ones and also worked in the music industry, and so wanted to do something to give back to the hospital that took care of their loved ones. One of the nurses came up to him and said, there's a lot of people that are stuck in their beds and can't come down to the lobby to see this. Is there any way you can get a musician to come and visit them in their room? And that is really the idea that started Musicians on Call, because what we do is we bring live and recorded music to the bedsides of patients in healthcare facilities. We've got hundreds of musicians that volunteer with us around the country, because when we go to hospitals, we actually bring two volunteers at a time. One is a volunteer guide who learns and is trained about the specific hospital they're in, and so they know how to navigate the hospital, what rooms to go into, what rooms not to. And then there's the volunteer musician that goes along with them and plays a song for the patients. To date, we've played for over 875,000 people in those healthcare facilities. It makes us the largest provider of music to healthcare facilities in the country. Well, COVID, like all the other nonprofits and businesses, had a huge impact on us. About 8 years ago, we started doing virtual programs for stay-at-home seniors. Because of that, when the pandemic hit, we actually had a lot of the infrastructure in place to go virtual and do virtual programs. We are actually playing for more people every month now than we did before the pandemic. We feel really fortunate that, number one, we've got a mission that is helpful right now, supporting frontline caregivers and patients, but also, two, that we were ahead of the curve in investing in technology and that infrastructure, and that allowed us to react quickly when this happened. Whereas if we didn't have that infrastructure, it would have taken us a lot longer to turn that virtual program around, because the hospitals probably wouldn't have had the bandwidth to try to get that thing started with all the other stuff they've got going on. So if people want to get involved with Musicians on Call, I would say that we need your help more than ever, especially because during this pandemic, we all know that the people that are dealing with the most stress and isolation are frontline caregivers and patients that are in hospitals that can't have visitors, that can't have volunteers supporting them. And Musicians on Call is one of the only programs that still exists in hospitals, because we're able to do it virtually to provide these folks with support. So if you want to get involved and donate with us, or volunteer, or sponsor one of our great events coming up with Veterans Day or our holiday concert, those are really tangible ways that you can not only support a great charity, but also help those people that we all want to support right now, who are going through the toughest times of their lives. So it's a great way to rally the business community to really make an impact this holiday season. I want to give a special thank you to City Current, Lipscomb and Pitts, and VACO for supporting Musicians on Call, inviting us to this virtual breakfast. I wish I was able to be there with you all in person, but I want to thank you, because right now your support is helping us do more at a time we need to help our caregivers and patients the most. So thank you for making that possible, and we really appreciate the support.